Hey everybody, welcome back to another Sunday special. We had an off weekend, mostly because we had snow to clear up, so I was clearing that up, getting ready for some snowmobiling this season, and missed my Sunday special. So I do apologize, but hopefully we can make up for that today with all of my race wins from the Martinsville Speedway that are in my collection, and I'm going to order them from least raced up to most raced up. So what does this mean? It means the damage. So confetti is irrelevant. It's just basically on the race damage. Some of them are probably going to be like ranked a little out of order just because of how I like them, but it's basically in terms of raced up detail. Now, of course, I'll go through as I'm going, and I'll tell you which ones are the more rare, hard to find ones, which ones are easier to find, and we'll go through from there. So, let's see here. There are a grand total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 cars today, so we got a lot to get through. So we may as well get it kicked off. Before we start, you guys know what the deal. Thumbs up, like, no, wait, the like is thumbs up. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment will be at the end. So, yeah, that's everything. All right, let's dig in. So the first car we're going to look at today is going to be Brad Keselowski's 2019 Spring Martinsville raced version. And you can see there is a small dent in the back bumper here, but other than that, I mean, this thing literally shows like no rubber buildup, a couple pieces of confetti. Honestly, a pretty ugly paint scheme. Not the worst in the world, but not great. And just, I don't know. This was a race that he led like 400 laps, and it was because they had a big old spoiler, and people were literally not able to pass each other because they would the front end would wash out in the corner because the spoiler was too dang big. So 2019 was the year of forgotten short tracks. Somehow Bristol still produced, but every other track, it was bad. But yeah, so this one will come in at number 17. Again, basically just because of its not having much to do or much on it. So coming in at number 16 is honestly going to be another from the 2019 season, and it is the fall race win with Martin Truex Jr. So you can see there's a small mark here on the left front. I can't tell if that was just contact from somebody else. You know, as he was getting into the playoffs, they may have just given him a congratulatory rub. You go around to the right side, there's a little bit of dirt there, but that's it. I mean, it's got the big, tall green spoiler, playoff markings under all the confetti. The confetti looks cool, so don't get me wrong. Confetti's pretty cool to see on there. But yeah, there is not a lot of race detail. Like, if you took the confetti off, it's basically like a regular old paint scheme. There's no detail to it. So yeah, that's what'll bring this one in at number 16. Just a lack of detail, but as I said, still a really nice raced version. Like, and both of these are like, these are not cars that I'm not wanting to have. It's just a matter of they just don't have a lot of race detail to them. So coming in at the number 15 position, look at that, it's Brad Keselowski again. Now, arguably, this one could be a little bit higher. This one does have a little bit of a shredded tire and a little bit of dirt here on the back. But other than that, it's literally just a lot of dirt, a little bit of confetti, the right side, dirty, but not really anything dent or ding-wise. So, little bit of dirt, and frankly, for a white car, doesn't show that much dirt. There's not a lot of detail to it. So, there is a little on that left side. It said the shredded tire. I will say the one thing I always love, anytime I can get a race win from this 2017 season, is I love the fact that the tethers have this little fabric right there. You can see that. That's cool. That is a really cool detail that they were adding. They were literally adding detail into 2017, and then they quit the Elite Series altogether. Thanks. But yeah. So coming in at the number 14 spot is going to be a guy that won at this track, once already. I think he only won twice so far. Maybe just twice. No, 3 times now, because we haven't got this year's yet. But this is Martin Truex Jr.'s 2020 raced version. You can see there's a couple donut marks on the left side, one on the left rear. But the main thing is this right front corner. Unfortunately, it's all decal damage. If they actually were able to cut out this right front fender somehow and have it so it's like open, that would actually be really, really cool. So I understand why they don't, kind of. It just, man, it would be cool, But yeah, he had the right front missing on this car throughout the later part of the race, which probably actually helped him. It kept the right front tire pressure down throughout the end of the race. But other than that, it's a pretty basic raced version. There's really not a lot of detail to it. I think that's just a spot. But yeah, overall, not a ton of crazy marks on it or anything. So unfortunately, so far for these two, we've got 2 Brads and 2 Martins. Now going up, we're going to have another multi-time race winner here from Martinsville, and this is Jimmie Johnson, his 2013 Martinsville Race Win Elite. The one thing I will say about this one, it has this string. This is a tire, so you can see it's just a stringy piece of tire that's in there. Never fully understood why they did that. I thought it was always kind of silly, but there is a donut mark on the left side. The front little dirty, but not too much. And you get back over to the right side. As I said, they did have a burnout, so you can see there's some rubber stuff. Tailpipes are a little dark. So outside, if it didn't have the tire, it would probably have been one of the lowest on the list, but the tire is a very unique thing to have on here. So it got a little bit of extra, love just for being unique. All right, so coming in at the number 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, right? 12, 11. Yeah. Number 12 is going to be the 2009 Jimmie Johnson race win. I maybe have to rethink this. It's got a little bit of detail here on the left side. You can see underneath the number. You go around, you got the Lowe's, you got number 48. We got Chevy Impala on the front end here. I like this 09 Lowe's paint scheme. The only other car I really want to get with this paint scheme is the Homestead or the Dover one. But yeah, this is a really unique paint scheme. It's the one that Chase Elliott threw back to. We got burnout marks. We got some other markings down here. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like grass, but it's not grass because there's not really any grass at Martinsville, especially not anymore. But yeah, you look here, we just have all these little marks down here along the base of the numbers. It's on both sides as well. And then, as I said, we have the burnout marks on the back. And we do have a shredded tire here on the right rear, so they do have some shredded tire marks. But yeah, this one, overall, it's actually, I would say, an adequate or above average raced version. And for Martinsville, it did pretty good. But we do have some really good ones on this list as well. So, yeah. So moving on to the number 11 position is going to be a car that everyone probably remembers. This is Chase Elliott's 2020 car. This one doesn't have a lot on the left side. The front has a little bit of dirt on it, but pretty clean. But on the right side, there's a lot of the dirt here that's noticeable, and then the tire marks there. Frankly, I am definitely overrating this car now that I'm thinking about it objectively. This car is way overrated. It's not number 11. This belongs probably closer to the Brad Keselowski car. I don't know. My personal bias definitely got a hold of me with those tire marks and the significance of the race with him, going on to win a championship. But yeah, objectively, I can definitely say it would probably fit in somewhere up here, maybe over here. So it's definitely on the lower end. There's really not a ton of detail to it. Again, significance of the race is definitely there. It's just a matter of, like I said before, it's I definitely overrated that. I can accept my my flaw there. All right, so the next one on the list is going to be probably more for significance is why I put this up higher. I think I was just ranking them by my favorites, maybe not by race detail. But this is the Clint Bowyer 2018 Martinsville win from the spring. I actually got this signed in Kansas, so it gets a little extra love. And we have the confetti around it on the top. On the right side, you can see not a ton of crazy detail. It does have confetti on the tires, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, there actually wasn't that much damage to this one. So again, I probably should have said a race damage. These are just my favorites in order. Yeah, that would probably be it. Honestly, if I'm looking at them, like, which one would I be willing to sell? It goes this order, kind of so far. Yeah, that's a more accurate way to put it. But, yeah, overall, this one is definitely one of my favorites because I got it signed by Clint Bowyer. Only time I've ever gotten something signed by him. Probably ever will. Someday I'd probably like to get his 2011 Talladega car signed or his rookie or his first win car signed, one of them two. But, definitely a car I still enjoy to this day, coming in at the number 10 spot. So coming in at the number 9 spot is going to be a 2003 Jeff Gordon Martinsville win. You can see we do have a donut mark on the left side. You can see my favorite part personally is the fact that you have all the extra vents on the front. Not a lot of dirt up front though. Very clean on the front end of it in terms of not having a lot of race detail. It does have the tape and stuff, which is pretty cool. This is also an elite version, so you can see it does have the functioning rear suspension stuff. It's been altered, so it has some of that where tethers and stuff have been cut so that they could do interior detail, up on the sun visor and stuff. On the right side, you can see a little bit of stuff down here by the right side, right rear tire, I guess. And then yeah, I think really the only thing about it was just these front vents that looked really cool. I thought the short track vents on these Gen 4s looked pretty cool, but as I said, outside of that one donut mark, it really didn't have that much detail. So yeah, these, as I said, in order of personal preference, I'd probably put the Clint Bowyer above this one now that I think about it. But it is still cool. As I said, Gen 4 Elite with the vents is pretty cool. I like that. So coming in at number 8 is going to be the 2011 Kevin Harvick raced version. Now this one is an autographed edition, and you can see we've got our number 29 Budweiser car. Couple donut marks on the front, or on the left side. You can see definitely used up that front bumper on the front of the car here. Impala's all scripted. You see the little extra brake vents in there. Or brake duct, that's what it's called. Here we go. We got Budweiser on this side. You can see some marks over here, over here. This is actually tire shreds from the burnout, I believe. Right side's got some damage on it, so just definitely used up on the right side of this car. And then actually did get the rear pushed way up in there. So this, if they could redo it, they'd cut this down and it'd be all folded up in here, which would have been a really cool detail. But yeah, an autographed Elite for this one, so I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the Kevin Harvick car, only time he won, I think, in this black Budweiser car, or at least the only one I have. So next on the list is probably going to be the most valuable, or one of the most valuable, of the Martinsville cars I have, and that is the 2016 Jimmie Johnson Martinsville win. Again, this was what kicked him to the Final Four so that he could race for a championship where he eventually would win. Really just some basic race detail all around. The confetti is cool. The fact that they made it an Elite only is really, really cool. And then a lot of these cars... for the Homestead one was really dirty and hard to see with all the confetti, so this one's a little bit cleaner. Just got a better feel for the paint scheme. I do think the 48 needed an outline. I think it needed a black outline around it. It looks weird, personally. I don't know. Maybe it's just because there's no outline to the number. Seems weird. But anyway, yeah. So we do have a little donut mark and then the confetti around there. Dirt all over the confetti, or on the spoiler. So, yeah, these are definitely one of my favorite because that's not a lot of race detail, but I really like that car. That's one of my absolute favorites. All right, so into the top 6, guess what, everybody? We have another car that probably would be higher if I was just going strictly on my, like, ones I will probably never let go of or something like that, because I did let go of it once, and it was a mistake. I had trouble finding it again. 2015 Jeff Gordon, final career win. This is a iconic race. This is one of those races for the ages where everyone's going to remember this race going all the way back because of... Logano, because of Gordon celebrating in victory lane, the darkness, all of the above, punching his ticket into the Final Four in his final season, winning at one of his best tracks, and in the fashion he won it, just incredible. You can see we do have some race detail on the left side and on the right side here, so definitely raced hard all day with it, but this car is just really cool for the significance of it being, you know, in my personal opinion, the greatest race car driver in NASCAR. Jeff Gordon's final, you know, win. I mean, you know, I have total respect for Jimmie Johnson. Do not get me wrong. But there's something about Jeff Gordon winning with all these different crew chiefs and being able to do it with multitudes of people. Where, I mean, Jimmie won with one guy. And that means I really appreciate Chad Knaus, and I really appreciate Ray Evernham. But, you know, there are some guys Jeff Gordon won with that couldn't win with anybody else. So I really have a lot of respect for Jeff, and this car is very special in my collection. Outside of, you know, the Daytona 500 cars, this one may be higher than those. I just like having the Daytona 500 collection. So, yeah, this one's definitely one of my favorites. So next on the list is going to be at the number 5 position. This is the 2017 edition of the fall race where Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin tangled, and Kyle Busch snuck through for the win. An autographed version, or autographed car, I should say. I actually bought it this way because, again, another one of those cars that I foolishly sold at one point thinking, maybe I don't like it that much. And I was like, it's too cool, though, because you look, left front tire, Goodyear rubbed off, all the mashed up right front corner. The right side over here's got even a little bit to it. The Halloween paint scheme, the playoff markings, I loved this car, and for some stupid reason I was like, I should sell all these. That was dumb. I do sell cars from time to time, but man, there's times where I'm like, man, that was a really cool one. I wish I had that one back. And this is definitely one of them. So coming in at the number 4 position, as I said, these are all really out of order, but I still like going through them. But this is another Jeff Gordon car. This is his 2005 edition of the Martinsville win. Now this one's raced up. I don't see any Goodyear lettering on the left side. The front is all raced up. You can see all the race detail. You can see tire marks. You can see a little piece of tape on there. You can see the right side. We have got a door donut there. You know, we got tire marks there. Looks like we got a couple more on the left or the right rear corner. Where was it? There's a chip on this one, I think, too, because in case you guys don't remember, when I bought a bunch of Jeff Gordon wins, they came with no boxes or anything. They've been altered, so they have better interior cab detail and stuff like that. They've been, you know, done that way, and I think that's really cool, so I don't mind it. But yeah, on this car, a little chip there, but you know what? It honestly doesn't stick out that bad because I didn't notice it the first time by it, but, you know, I probably could patch that up or just put a little black mark on it so it doesn't stick out, but it really does blend in with the car because it's all raced up. So definitely a cool Martinsville win for Jeff. He won at Martinsville a lot. He was good there. All right, so coming in at the number 3 position, hey, guess what? It's another Jeff Gordon car. Weird how they're all together. This is a Jeff Gordon 2013 car. As I said, we already looked at the Jimmie Johnson. This is the fall one. You can see on the front, we got some race detail there. We got some dirt, some confetti. Get to the right side, it's been in the wall. We got tire marks over on the left rear, dirt all down the right side. This one has a custom yellow antenna on the number, which is kind of neat. And we have the roof camera logos up there as well. Also, the rear has been painted black to make the interior look more accurate. It's also been lowered, so it sits really low on the rear end, which is okay. It doesn't look the worst, but I definitely would like it to sit a little bit higher. So you can see it has been lowered, but you can see donut marks on the left side. Just overall, a very raced-up version. This was a long winless, not even say winless, but he went a long time in 2013 without winning a race, and he was close a lot of times. Just couldn't get the, get the cards to fall his way. But he did finally get it at Martinsville that day, and it was a really good raced-up version. I mean, you put this one next to the other AARP car, they're cool, pretty cool pair. So coming into the number 2 spot is a race that I'm sure everybody remembers. I remember watching this on my phone going to a Vikings game, and this was Joey Logano winning in 2018. This race still, to this day, rubs me the wrong way. Not necessarily the race part. I don't mind the race. I don't mind anything. I just, Truex saying he won't win the war, but then doing nothing about it. Like, I mean, look, if you're going to wipe him out, wipe him out. I would have been, frankly, somewhat okay with it. But, anyway, you can see we had marks all down the left side here. And then you go down the right side here. There's a lot of marks here. This is when he and Truex tangled on the last lap. And when I say tangled, what I really mean is he shoved Truex out of the way after Truex had raced him clean for 12 laps. Everyone likes to say it's the bump and run. The bump and run is for the faster car. Dive bombing and just simply slamming into the guy in front of you because he's faster than you is not a bump and run. That is not a racing technique, and it's kind of a cheap shot. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand it. I understand why a guy would do it. I also think at that point, you have basically opened the door to any time that guy is racing you in the future, he has the right to move you, wreck you, or knock you out of the way. You have signed that paper. So, Joey Logano signed that paper. And when he got wrecked by Chase Elliott at Bristol, I didn't give a rip. You can say it's biased, but it was like, I don't care who knocks Logano out of the race. That's the type of thing Logano has done for years, so I didn't mind it. But like I said, that's the only thing is I really like this car. It's a really cool, it was a great race. Fantastic finish. It's controversial, which got a lot of people talking, which is awesome. That's not, and I know it sounds like I'm a big Joey Logano hater because I kind of am in some points. But the biggest thing is, it's like, you know what? My opinion is what goes around comes around. So I just don't want to hear it when it comes around again because it was like the 2015 Martinsville thing. It's like you blatantly punted a guy into the corner at Kansas, and then a guy wrecked you back, and you were not happy about it. It's like, well, don't start what you don't want to have happen. That's a lesson I think he learned the hard way by engaging in that when he didn't need to. And yeah, I mean, I always defend it to this day because I was at that race and I remember thinking, boy, seemed weird. Why would you just punt him off into the corner like that? Like, there were still 4 laps to go. And it seemed a little weird to me, I guess. But anyway, the final car on this list is one of my favorites, one of the most raced up versions. I put this number 1 for that reason, but it's a really cool car top to bottom. We'll go through it all. You can see we've got this left front corner is all ripped up. He and Keselowski had contact on pit road, and his left front corner here, this little piece right here, which is actually, it's all blacked out because it got wrinkled, but they tried to, they didn't cut fenders and sides. But this part right here literally hooked this fender right here on Keselowski's car. So as he's running out, it clips that fender and just literally ripped the nose off the car as he pulled out. So literally caught, hooked, and just pulled. You can see it destroyed the left side skirt here. It was destroyed through up in here, a donut mark, but it was tore up all the way up to there. And Brad Keselowski was not happy about it. I think he was a little overdramatic. He said they just drove through him and intentionally wrecked him. It's like, I don't think Kurt wanted to wreck his car on pit road, but we got Outlaw up there. We got a winner sticker. And then this was actually, I believe, when the wife of Richard Petty had passed. I could be wrong. Maybe it was the mother. But I remember that. They had the big 43 on all these cars. Also, it was during the green initiative, so they had the green banner on the windshield, which I thought was also pretty cool. Tall 2014 spoiler, which is another one of my big bonuses. I like that. And this on the right side is when Keselowski, a bunch of laps down, tried to, I don't know if he was trying to wreck Kurt or what, but basically as Kurt was passing him, put all these donut marks down the right side of his car, making this car look absolutely stellar. But you can see all those marks down the right side, which makes this car look really, really cool. And that just was one of the things that made me laugh so hard about 2012 when he was talking about Gordon hooking Boyer, and he's like, if I ever do that, just come down there and punch me in the face. And I thought, after I watched this moment where he turned right into Kurt Busch and was, wrecking him from 70 some laps down, I was like, boy, somebody's got to get off the roof and go punch him in the face, I guess. So I thought it was funny, but a great raced version. It was really cool because Kurt had been through a long winless streak because of running through different teams in 2012 and 2013, and the second half of 2011. So it was really cool. That's one of my favorite for that reason. It just has all the detail. It's got big time race damage. It's got a cool story. It's got a custom banner. All those kind of things that I like. And so that's in there. But yeah, overall, we'll go through it real quick, and I'll just kind of give you estimates on the most valuable ones. That is probably one of the most valuable, the Jimmie Johnson. This is obviously one of the most valuable. These are all well over 300, 200, something like that. Probably 250. I'd say well over 250. That one is also pretty hard to find now. The Kyle Busch one and the Joey Logano one are both well over 150. I believe the two Jimmie Johnsons are pretty hard to find. Honestly, the Kevin Harvick's not as bad. I don't think that one's bad. The Jeff Gordon can be pretty hard to find. Kurt Busch can both be well over 100. Clint Boyer's over 150, I think. But yeah, there are some pretty valuable ones in there. But yeah, if you were just ever curious what the grails are, one of them I don't have, the 2014 Dale Jr. Martinsville win. That's probably the highest grail. Well, no, I think the Johnson's higher. So in order, it would probably be the Johnson, the Junior, the Gordon, one of the rest. I can't tell for sure, but anyway, that'll really wrap up the video. Let me know your favorite of the Martinsville wins, or if you have one that I don't. Maybe it's the Rusty Wallace car, something from 2007, 2008, some of those cars that I haven't got my hands on. I think I'm only missing a few of them from what I know, but there's also a few that I'm not really looking for in the first place. So, but yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your favorite of the bunch. We'll discuss it all down there. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Race Craze. Hope you have enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next diecast review.